Actually, you should understand that Sibaxone at the north region is quite tricky. It's quite tricky. And the next presentation more than interesting for us because Natalia and Andrei would like to represent us Arctic Sibaxone in Latvia and other temperate climate zones. This presentation will be given by Natalia Demidova, but prepared in company with Andreas Bruvelis. So Natalia, the floor is yours in 20 minutes.
Natalia Demidova.
Dear colleague, do you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's great. And you can see my presentation. I would like to say that Arkhangelsk is situated on the terrestrial territory of the Arctic zone of the Russian Federation. Sibaxone doesn't grow naturally in the north of Russia, and it was introduced to European north of Russia at the end of the 60s last century. As a result of long-term Sibaxone introduction test in the Arctic conditions, it was proved that it is sufficiently resistant, fully adapted, and regularly bear fruits of normal size and quality. It was found out that existing Sibaxone cultivars created in other climatic zones are not stable enough in Nordic conditions. They are subject to frequent winter freezing and to damping out of root systems in mild snowy winters. A successful introduction of Sibaxone to the north is not possible without its selective improvement aimed at obtaining local, highly winter-resistant cultivars. It was determined that the most resistant Sibaxone population in Arctic conditions is the Fenno-Scandinavian Sibaxone. This Sibaxone population was used in the selection program, and winter-resistant hybrids were obtained not inferior in size to the fruits and the content of biologically active substances to the best Russian cultivars. In the Nordic conditions, the hybrids are characterized by high winter hardiness, resistance to root systems damping out, and big berry size. Diseases and pests were not detected for the entire period of the test in the Nordic conditions. The weight of 100 fruits varies from 71.5 to 113 grams, depending on weather conditions of vegetative period. The biochemical characteristics are presented on this slide. The plant produces from 5.5 to 7 kilos of fruits per bush. Here is the data on vitamin C content, biocarotene, and sugar content. We have a higher content of vitamin C here than, as Yuri told, when the content of vitamin C high, it is much more sour. The collaboration between Northern Research Institute of Forestry and Andreas Bruvelis started at the end of 90s last century. Several best selected forms were transferred to Latvia for the test for its sustainability as for climate conditions, as for food quality. All of those hybrids are tested, which are tested in Latvia, are hybrids between selected plants originated from Caucasia, from Russia, mother plants, and Finland, father plants. Selected forms have been growing and producing fruits in Latvia for more than 20 years. They have also been successfully introduced in Finland, Canada, and Ukraine, where they are winter hardy and disease resistant. One of the hybrids that showed the best performance in Latvia was named Eva. Eva is a popular variety in amateur gardens, especially in Finland, due to the large size and sparse arrangement of the fruit, which makes it easier to pick it with fingers. Here is a table which presents some data which characterize 4 cultivars: Eva, Tatiana, Mary, and Botanicheskaya Lyubitelskaya, grown in Latvia, and 2 hybrids, 321, 434, we have only numbers, grown in Arkhangelsk. Eva belongs to the family 3789. The number of fruits in copse for variety Eva is twice less than on average for other varieties grown in Latvia. However, in commercial gardens, where the crop is harvested by cutting the fruit together with the branches, this variety is grown little. The total yield of the shrubs is 20% below average, and the proportion of wood in the twigs reaches up to 35%. For other Latvian varieties, it is about 10%. On the other hand, the same study of hybrids grown in Arkhangelsk shows that the number of fruits in the crop is comparable to that of the Botanicheskaya Lyubitelskaya variety. We hypothesize that a possible reason for this difference in the lower lower number of fruits per crop in Latvia and Arkhangelsk may be insufficient pollination in other climate conditions. Here is on this picture, you can see these 4 varieties which grow in Latvia: Eva, Tatiana, Mary, and Botanicheskaya Lyubitelskaya. On this picture, you can see our variety 434 and 321. Eva belongs to this family. Thank you for your attention.
Natalia, thank you very much for your presentation and for keeping us some time for questions. Okay, colleagues, feel free to ask everything you like to know about feedback zone for specific climate conditions.
Yes, if possible, Natalia, I would like to ask, do you have some data on the harvest per hectare that you can get from plantation if you are planting in northern regions?
At the moment, I can't say it. I can say that the yield of one bush is near 7 kilos.
And in what?
Maybe Andres can say.
Well, hello everybody. In Latvia, we usually harvest on the average about 5 tons per hectare. So as many of you might know, in Latvia we use so-called the 4-year cycle of harvest. That means that we have 2 years of full harvest, following by 2 years of regeneration. And during those 2 years, a summary of this, the total yield is about 10 till 14, let's say, tons per hectare. So it is divided in 2 years. That means that in 1 year, on the average, let's say we harvest 5 or 6 tons per 1 hectare. About Eva, it is different. About Eva, we harvest only about 3 tons, not more, actually. And that makes a big difference, and that's why Eva is not so popular in the commercial gardens in Latvia. It's very good. As Natalia said, it's the perfect variety. It's a brilliant variety for the home gardens, and because it's easy to pick them by fingers, but it's not the case of commercial harvesting, actually. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yuri?
Yes, Yuri.
Oh, Natalia, thank you for your presentation. And I would like to ask you, you mentioned it in your presentation that the variety, these varieties are resistant to pests and diseases. Is that true?
Yes, it is true. We did not observe any damages from pests. Sometimes there are diseases which appeared after mild winters, which caused by damping out of root systems, and there are something appeared on the bark near the surface. That's
Okay.
all. That's all.
Okay. Andres.
Yes, I would like to add that we have been growing sea buckthorn in Latvia since 1984. It means that more than nearly 40 years. We have tried different varieties here in Latvia, but the variety Eva is the only one that is not susceptible to the wilt, Verticillium dahlia, so-called the root rot. No, not a plant has been infected by the wilt in Latvia so far.
Okay, and one more question, sorry. And about the origin, these varieties, you mentioned it, that it's a hybridization between Finnish varieties and varieties from Khakassia, from Siberia. Is that true?
Yes, 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 it is true. It is Khakassia mother plant.
And what is the mother? What is the mother part? Finnish or Khakassian plants?
Mother plant is Khakassia plant, and
Okay.
the Finnish is a male plant.
Okay.
Yeah. We mostly use in our hybridization further plants from Finland. We made another one hybridization, Finnish mother plant and Siberian father, but there are no good selections was done. The best selections are Russian mother and Finnish father.
Okay, thank you, Natalia. And Sanna would like to ask you something.
Okay, thank you, Natalia, for your presentation. Very interesting and good to hear those things. One comment about Eva. I tried that. I got plants from Andres, and they didn't survive. They died, and some of them have come back, have grown again, and this stem canker in stem will appear in them. So to me, I don't see them very hardy in Finnish conditions. And I know also another location who was growing the same Eva, and they died also there. So I would be a little bit careful to grow them in Finland, but of course in more southern areas they will do better. I'm situating in the middle of the Finland.
Okay, thank you, Sanna, for your comments. Yes, it's very interesting.
It could happen. So
of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Andrei,
Yeah.
you can reply.
Yes, just for your information, we are selling Eva to Finland already 4 years. We sell about 5,000 plants of Eva in Finland annually. It is distributed by the nursery Blomqvist Plantskola in the Jakobstad. And those Eva plants goes around Finland up till the Arctic Circle. No complaints. We have sold about, as I said, 15 or 20,000 plants. Not a one complaint we have received from the distributor of our plant. It's very strange that you are telling these things. We have to discuss with our distributor of plants. He has completely another information.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, colleagues. And I would like to ask Toivo from Estonia, maybe he has any experience in EVA and mentioned varieties. Toivo, what do you have anything to say?
Извиняю, я говорю русском языке.
Oh, okay, I will translate.
Yeah. В Эстонии привезли лет 4 назад из Латвии новые сорта.
Yes, 4 years ago they have been bought new Latvian varieties.
Этот Эва, Татьяна, Мери. Из них Татьяна и Мери урожайные, но самое главное, адаптировано хорошо для наших климатических условий.
Yes, from those varieties, Tatiana and Mary are most suitable with high productivity, and they are really good for Estonian conditions.
Meri,
Mary?
SL.
SL, SL it's Altai variety, not Latvian one.
Это ваша
Yes,
sort.
it's from Russia. Okay, what do you think SL it's good? SL хороший сорт?
SL хороший сорт, крупные плоды, но самое главное, они в свежем виде съедобые. Не
Okay.
слишком
Yes,
кислые.
my question was regarding SL variety, and Toivo told me that SL very nice cultivar, and the most important issue is eatable in fresh. Yes, it's true. SL it's sweet varieties. Yes. Okay, thank you, Toivo. Colleagues, do you have any question to speakers?